What's going on, guys? Welcome back to, I guess, my second Dead by Daylight tutorial video. We're being joined by my buddy Justice here. He's gonna AFK, and I'm gonna show you how to moonwalk. So, let's get started. Oh, you know what I fucking totally forgot to do? Make it visible. All right, there it is. Okay. So today we're gonna talk about moonwalks, and there's a lot of different things. Moonwalk took literally 360 took me like maybe a week to learn. It takes longer to perfect, but moonwalk, it took me literally a month fucking straight. Almost every single day I had to practice moonwalking, and now I would say I am still pretty bad at this game and still pretty bad at moonwalking, but I think I'm good enough that I can teach you if you actually can't do it at all. First of all, there's two different types of moonwalks. There's the moonwalk where you're facing like this towards the screen, but we're gonna call it moonwalking away from the screen because we're gonna moonwalk the direction that the screen is facing towards that direction. We're gonna moonwalk that way. So this is a typical moonwalk, but there's also another one where you're facing this way and you're actually moonwalking towards the screen. We'll call that moonwalking towards the screen. So moonwalking is the idea that you're turning, in this case, if we want to go that way, to moonwalk away from the screen, we're turning towards the screen and we're going to press W. And the idea is all you're doing is running and pressing W, except when your character tries to turn around, we're going to prevent them from turning around by tapping A and D at a speed that balances the character and not allowing them to turn around, and I'll demonstrate that now. Maybe a little long, maybe a little longer, yeah? Like that. And one more time. And you'll notice pressing A and D isn't perfectly consistent, and that's because sometimes I'm going a little too fast, sometimes I'm going a little too slow, and I'm adjusting for what I'm seeing the character doing. If it looks like she's turning too far one way, sometimes you have enough time to prevent the end of the moonwalk if you can catch it fast enough. And that means that basically means that you have to either speed up or slow down your pattern or whatever. And the way to practice that I recommend is, for one, learning how to do this, tapping A and D in a single spot. And if your character turns too far, you know that you're not doing it fast enough, right? Sometimes just seeing the keys being pressed on the screen is enough, but I actually learned how many beats per minute it is, and we'll talk about that in just a couple minutes. So the other way to moonwalk is towards the screen, which is the same thing where you spin in a circle until your character's facing one direction, and you're gonna press S though this time. And again, what we're doing is we're traveling towards the screen, but before the character can turn around, we're tapping A and D to prevent this from happening. So what you do is you go like this, and I'm a little worse at this one than the other one, but I am still able to do it. And the thing about flashlights is you can actually just run backwards and try this and just tap the flashlight and keep doing it. That's why you'll see me with a flashlight in most of my matches, because mid-chase, you can literally start doing this, start using the flashlight and do a 360. That wasn't a good one, but this isn't a 360 tutorial. The idea is for both of these that you learn how to turn your body, which you should already learn from the 360 tutorial, and at a very crucial point, depending which way you're trying to moonwalk, you'll turn around and you'll start moonwalking in that direction. And you'll miss a lot. Sometimes I even miss, and I consider myself to be decent at least. So, oh yeah, like I said, let me do this. This is gonna be kind of awkward. I don't know how appropriate it is to share your actual screen with people. Let's switch over to display capture, and you'll see I'm obviously recording here, but here is exactly how many beats per minute it is. And it's gonna sound super fast when you hear it, but I literally recommend that you hold Shift W wherever you are practicing, and you hit play on a video like this, and it is super annoying. Maybe you can find one that doesn't sound so annoying, but this helps me a lot. I pressed play. This is all I did. And I'm gonna, I recommend that you don't do it on your actual YouTube account. Use like an incognito window, but it doesn't matter for me because I've already searched it, so it's already appearing in my recommended. So I recommend looking up in my experience, 320 beats per minute is exactly what I needed. All I literally did was put on music, I muted the game, and I put on that in the background, and I just practiced. Let me be very clear. I need to get my thoughts together. The first big issue that I actually had when I was learning the moonwalk is my ring finger. My ring finger would, I swear to God, maybe it's because I'm not original to PC, But my ring finger with my middle finger and my pinky holding shift, my ring finger would get confused as to if it was the one that was pressing at that point in time. I almost couldn't feel it. It was almost as though my brain literally could not tell my ring finger, or at least my ring finger wouldn't respond when it told it to press with these two keys down at the same time. I would get confused. So I'd find my finger getting really like nervous, I guess, and just pressing too early, too late, things like that. So the first thing that I did in my month of just burning myself to learn how to moonwalk is I held in tutorial mode. When I would get tired, I would just hold shift and W, and I would just practice just holding shift and W, not even moonwalking, just running around like this. And I would almost zone out of the screen and just think about my pinky finger, or my ring finger, I'm sorry. I would just think about my ring finger. And this might sound like I'm fucking crazy, and look, maybe you're just a better gamer than me. And that's another thing that I want to mention, is that different characters, models, for some reason, are actually different. You'll notice it feels different anyway, as to how fast you need to press the keys. This might just be like a visual illusion or something, because of obviously some characters appear skinnier and wider, taller between male and female characters. But even switching from the other cosmetic you'll see me using in the other videos with Fang to this coat, I'm already noticing that I'm like having to adjust to her character's new model. So let me review what I've explained. You want to turn your character, and if you want to moonwalk away from the screen, you want to stop it here, and you go WASD, WASD, W, and tap back and forth. And then if you want to go towards the screen, you just spin in a circle, slam S, and start tapping back and forth, or running away, tapping to get used to the speed real quick, flicking the flashlight once, and just until you get it right. And that's basically it. Other than that, all it's about is learning the launch, which is learning to catch it in time without fucking the character up, which I honestly don't have any good hints for that. It's just repetitive. Just get used to repeating it. Some people can literally like run one direction, just stop, and just start moonwalking, which I am still working on. I can do it sometimes, but not all the time. There we go. That's really good if you're running from a nurse and she's about to blink on you and you just suddenly stop and start moonwalking towards her. That's incredibly useful, because mid-blink, it looks like you're still running away from her, but actually you're not. You're running towards her. So she over-blinks. And but this isn't a video about tactics against killers. This is a video about moonwalking. So again, there's a launch aspect. You got to catch it at the right time. At this point, you need to learn how to balance A and D, and you'll notice sometimes you fluctuate between speeds. But other than that, you might want to go over to BPM videos, beats per minute, on YouTube, or anywhere you can find like a metronome. That's it. That's literally it. It's not as complicated as 360s as far as how it works. You're literally just preventing your character from turning around. Hopefully after this video, I'm actually going to make a video about stringing 360s together with moonwalks, and how to use flashlights with moonwalks. And yeah, with that being said, this has been a much shorter video, but like if you liked, subscribe if you like me, and I hope to see you in the next one. Have a good night, guys.